Alright, today I'd like to do a cleanup video from basically my first year of artifact hunting, 2019. Spent pretty much as much time as I could out in the field looking for different artifacts, and here's pretty much what I come up with. And some of the things, obviously being a new hunter, I don't know what exactly they are, so I do have some questions if there's anybody out there that can maybe lend some assistance on what some of these things I found. Obviously some are pretty self-explanatory, like the points and a couple of the nutting stones, but there's a few other pieces in here that I do have questions about, and as I go through I'll hit them and ask questions. You can comment, see what you think about my first year of hunting. Alright, so one of the first things that I found that really got me going was this point right here in the middle of my case. And I'll try to point to it the best I can. I was down near Brown County walking a creek bank, and I found that laying on top of some rocks, and really shocking to find something that nice. Looked it up, and if I'm not mistaken, it's an Agate Basin, anywhere from 10,000 to 11,500 years. That really kind of set the tone for my year, and basically set the bar pretty high for me to go out and look for other stuff. But I'd like to give a little shout out to a couple guys who really inspired me too. Rock Cousteau down in the Ohio Valley. He does amazing things. He's that guy's generous. If you're not subscribed to his channel, you better do that. You're missing a lot of good content and just a lot of good information if you are in artifacts. And he does a lot of other cool things too. Amazing pet squirrel. And then Jeff Ricketts out of Lafayette, Indiana, Arrowhead Man. He kind of also inspired me to get out into these cornfields. I am in Indiana right now, but I grew up in southwestern Pennsylvania, down on the Mon River. So if any of you guys are familiar with that area, some of these artifacts actually did come from the Mon River banks, and I'll get to those here in a second. But I'm going to go through a couple of the nutting stones that I found. Funny, this one was actually given to me by my brother. He was on a job site, and he said he picked it up, and he kind of knew what it was, but he gave it to me over the summertime when he found out I was starting to hunt things, and so I appreciate that, Tommy. But this is one that I found this summer. Definitely has a little bit of a divot on both sides. This was found near Greensboro. Definitely on an Indian encampment. I think it would have been the Monongahela tribe, the area that I was hunting in. Also found these two pieces here, which this is some of the things I have questions on. If you can see the bottom of that, it's kind of flattened out. So it's almost like it's been used maybe as a pestle. It fits in your hand really nicely, but again, question mark. Along with this, and I also found this one down in that area, and it's kind of ironic because both of them have that flat base on them. Both of them fit in your hand kind of uniquely, but again, found it at the end of the Warrior Trail. If you've ever heard of that, it's a trail that goes from Moundsville, West Virginia, all the way to Greensboro, Pennsylvania, and it travels the ridge tops through Greene County, Pennsylvania. It ends up down on the Mon River, but it's an old Indian trail that they used to use to go east. So this encampment is at the end of that trail. So a few other pieces that I found in that area. This particular one I actually found on Dunkard Creek. It's just unique because of how flat the base is, and I'm assuming it's some type of grinding stone. Again, just the way it fits your hand. That's pretty much this. This piece here is also has an extremely flat base on it. So yeah, but then you got this, which I'm assuming is the same. Again, I pick up almost every rock I come across, it seems like. This is just a small portion of the stuff that I put in my pockets and backpack throughout the year hunting, but another flattened piece. This is actually two pieces that I do have questions if anyone would happen to know what those are. I'm assuming this may be a knapping tool of some type, or drill maybe even. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just a rock. but if you could, maybe give your opinion on that. And then this. At first when I picked it up, I thought it was a point. And then obviously inspecting it and looking at it, it's not a point. It's not been napped at all. But it's just it's a very unique little piece. Again, if you can, go ahead and add a comment to let me know what you think. I'm going to work my way around the table here. There's a couple other things that I found that I thought were pretty cool. And again, when you find this stuff, you're picking it up and hoping it's something. But it's these guys. So I found these on Dunkard Creek also. And this is definitely near an Indian encampment. And if you look at them, they have this one especially. I call this the Heart Rock, which I know was Effinging. They would kind of nap stuff, or I guess peck stuff into shapes of different things. This also, how this is just notched out. Again, if you know why or what, or if anything, what it is or why they would do that, please leave a comment. Excuse me. Some of the other neat things I think I found were obviously really round rock. Something that, not sure what they would have used it for, if it's a gaming stone or not. But I found a few of those. Pretty round rocks. Some of the broken bases I found this year. Another thing that Rock Cousteau kind of lets you know about when you're hunting is to be looking for this river stone, this Spire Rock. And I've come across a lot of it, and I actually started picking some of the pieces up that were something to throw in the flower bed or just have and show people what it is. This is definitely a piece of the Fire Rock, but it's almost like it's been maybe a napped at the end, and it was used as a scraper maybe. But now this piece, I'll be honest, I did not find this year. I found this a while ago, actually, down in, again, Brown County, Indiana, walking through a dry creek bed, and came across this and just thought it was odd and picked it up, and really hadn't started hunting artifacts yet, but come to realize that it's a square knife. Yeah. So if you notice all this is all pottery. Just different pieces of pottery that I picked up on one particular encampment. There's tons of it there. They use the clamshell as the base for it. You can see the white flecks in it when you look closely at it. Going over here, this is obviously everyone who's out hunting is picking up every piece of flint you come across just to see what it is. That's basically all that. But this is another neat little piece I found that I'm having a little bit of camera difficulty, forgive me. Right there. So if you see this, it's actually, I'm assuming this is a fire starter. Just how small the rock is and the divot in the hole, or the hole right there, how do you just hold it in your hand like this? And so I'm assuming that's what that piece is there, is a fire starter. But so as I mentioned earlier, this obviously keep your nicest stuff in the case, and let's see, 3 of these points are from this year. 2 of the pieces are scrapers, and then the one piece I actually purchased, and then this piece right here was found in the same plowed field as my last find, which is that guy, which I was able to record this find. It was pretty amazing to find it where I found it, and it's unbelievable. It's so thin. I'm gonna have, I think, four of these pieces sent out to get COAs on them. Um, this here, if I can get it in camera, was found again in around Greensboro, PA. I was going around a fallen tree and just kneeled down because I had a multiple floral rosebush stick me, and looked down on the ground and this thing was sitting there. I was amazed that it was just still there. But again, you get out, you start looking, and it's pretty addictive. It's hard to stop once you start. But yeah, that's the Agate Basin. Couple scrapers. Again, probably by far the best thing, nicest point I've ever found. A little inclusion in it there, but all right, so I'm going to show you a couple more things here that I found that obviously I thought were cool and were worth carrying out of the woods. But so piece of petrified wood, and this I'm not 100% sure. Some type of, it almost looks like a piece of petrified cactus or something. But here's a couple of our other Mon River finds. If y'all are into pottery, Hamilton and Jones was founded in Greensboro, Pennsylvania. And you can still go down to the riverbank and find pottery, different pieces, and I found all that this year down in around that area. All right, well, like I said earlier, if you're able to lend a hand and answer any questions about any of the pieces you see on the table, like I said, I pick up a lot of different things, and have a lot of questions being a new hunter. So I appreciate you watching the video, and thanks again.